Alright guys, so here is another fanfiction idea, and this is kind of a adaptation of a storyline that's actually got complete last year, and that is Ten of Swords, an X-Men event that was... It's a whole deal. Like, trying to explain Jonathan Hickman X-Men stuff is like trying to explain Jonathan Hickman anything. It's difficult. Basically what it is these 10 people have to find 10 swords in order to do a tournament, and that's all I can say. It's a really cool event. I've only read like parts of it. I want to get the whole trade of Ten of Swords. Like but I heard like it's expensive. So yeah. Anywho, so X of Swords. This is going to be a loose adaptation of the the Ten of Swords event. So basically, what this is that what this is a storyline in which Shao Kahn is prepared... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's basically an event where Shao Kahn is preparing to invade Earth. Not Earth Realm, but Earth. And Earth has found out this. Like, all the superheroes are gathering to combat Shao Kahn's coming invasion when the Elder Gods just crash on in and go, "Stop. This ain't happening again." Shao Kahn keeps skirting the rules of the tournament. And we're not going to do a tournament. We're going to do a different tournament this time. The Elder Gods basically declare that this new tournament will be held between 10 people from Earth and 10 people from Outworld. And these 10 people will be chosen via swords, and they will fight for that for that universe. Now, this isn't a multiverse story, so don't expect anyone to be grabbing, like, the Sword of Power or the Sword of Grayskull or any of those. But there are some notable swords, and there are some made-up swords. So anyway, basically, when these 10 people are selected, they will go through several trials and several tests. And whoever scores the most in these trials, like whoever is the winner and passes all 20 and gets to 20 points, basically, whoever gets to 20 points in all of these trials, then the winner of that universe will be allowed to conquer the other one. Notice how it's not just Outworld. Outworld's got a stake in this too. That means Shao Kahn could lose his throne to someone from Earth. Like, that's the whole deal, is that now someone from Earth can now rule Outworld. And by proxy, Outworld can invade Earth and take it over if they win this. So now Shao Kahn has to... Shao Kahn is now thoroughly worried that he could lose his throne and, by and large, everything he's ever known. And the Elder Gods is an extra little fuck you, because they didn't want to get involved in this, go, "By the way, Raiden, you're going to be presiding over this." And to which Raiden's like, "What?" And they're like, yeah, Raiden, you're going to be presiding, because you're going to be taking on Shang Tsung's role in this. Because it's not Earthrealm, that place you love so much, it's just another Earth. And also, it's not totally because you completely disregard us all the time. No. And you also broke a rule of warning a world, of what was about to happen. So, consider this your punishment. You're now the presiding judge over this tournament. Okay, bye! The other thing they do before the bye is, of course, tell them, look, there's 10 swords in your universe, not in the multiverse, your universe, that will select... they will be the ones to select 10 people to fight for you in this tournament. So we won't tell you who they are. You have to go out and find the swords, and then find the wielders, or the wielders will find the swords. By the way, you got 3 days to do this, and you got to find all 10, or you automatically forfeit. So bye. No pressure. So they got 3. So Earth and the universe, by and large, have to find all 10 swords, all the wielders too. Now, thankfully, they do know the 10 swords. Like, they are told what the 10 swords are, and some of them are made up, some of them aren't. Some of the swords that aren't made up are Tenseiga, Shishomaru's old sword, the Reverse Blade, Kenshin Himura's sword from Moroni Kenshin. You also have the Star Saber from Transformers. the Sword of Pink Diamond, and there's another sword, and this one was more made up. It's like the sword that was forged by the first person to become the Shredder. Like, it's a sword that belongs solely to the Foot Clan. So yeah, there's a lot of... Oh yeah, Excalibur is also one of the swords. Like, there's another... Excalibur is another sword on Earth that they need to go... We got 3 days to go find everyone needed for this. So, for the Starsaber, Optimus and Megatron are both fighting it out because they believe either one of them is worthy to wield the Starsaber. But it rejects both of them, and like basically they go to grab it, it rejects them, like it burns their hands, and they're like, "What's going on? Either of us are worthy of it." And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter about worth. It's about who the sword chooses, and the sword chooses Starscream to wield it. So Starscream gets to be the wielder of the Starsaber, and obviously, it's a reference to when he wielded it in Armada. So yeah, Starscream gets to wield the Starsaber. As for others, they actually get thrown a bone because Connie is one of the wielders of the swords they're looking for. Pink Diamond, the Sword of Rose Quartz. Yeah, she's already got the sword. So she's like, oh, I'm a wielder, cool. So Starscream and Connie got 2 of the swords. The other ones they have to look for are like Tenseiga. So Tenseiga is, of course, Shishomaru's old sword, and so Shishomaru is long gone. But the sword can only be wielded by a demon. That's the problem, is that it's got barriers to keep it from being held by someone of human nature. So they're like, okay, so a demon is a wielder of the sword. We gotta find the right person to wield it. But there's like, it's a demon. You gotta find the right person to wield it. And they basically, the heroes like Danny Phantom, Kim, and all them, they have to use like an ancient spell to bring a demon to Earth in order to get the wielder. And that wielder is Alistair. So Alistair gets Tenseiga, and this basically is they have to do it, but Alistair's like, I don't want to do it. Like, yeah, I can feel the sword calling to me, but I don't care. Like, I don't. Why should I wield it? So they have to make a deal, basically, that if they win this tournament, Alistair will be the ruler of Outworld. He will get Outworld. They even say, like, we'll give you our souls. Like, that's how much, winning this tournament means to us. Because if we lose, then we lose everything. And Alistair's like, no. If this is such a crisis, then your souls are not totally worth it. You gotta give me something more. To which Kim is like, we'll give him Outworld. We will give him Outworld if we win. Like, he'll be the one to get Outworld if he uses Tenseiga. So Alistair takes the sword, he takes the deal, and now they're like, oh, so now we can actually, because Tenseiga can bring somebody back from the dead if someone dies in this tournament. And to which they're like, yeah, but you can only bring him back once with the sword. So if we die oh, sure, we could get brought back in one case of one of these trials, but if we die some other time, that's gonna be a problem. So as they're collecting all the swords, like the sword of the hand actually goes, because Leonardo thinks he's going to be the wielder, or Karai thinks she's going to be the wielder. It's actually Raphael who gets the sword. Raphael is the one who is chosen to wield the sword. Again, that's a reference to when he was the Shredder for a short time in the Image comics and the original Mirage comics. That was kind of the idea I was going with in that regard. So Raph gets a sword, but the big question that's kind of on everyone's mind right now is, what are we gonna do about Excalibur? Like how we gotta find Excalibur, and we gotta find the right person for it. So as the heroes go through several trials, they got the sword is found in this, like, the whole thing of, like, they meet the Lady of the Lake. She reveals Excalibur to them, but she's like, getting it out of the stone is going to be like the real challenge for you all. Like, that's going to be the major trial. Is getting that sword out of the stone, and it will choose the rule. It will choose the right person. So everyone's trying to pull that sword out. Even like Danny's trying to like phase it out, but the magic is keeping him back from phasing the sword out of the stone. And then along comes Dipper comes along, and he's like, "Okay, I don't see how I'm going to be the right person to pull it out." And he was like, "Oh no, oh no!" So he gets the sword, like he gets Excalibur, and he's like, "Put it back, put it back, put it back. I don't want to do this. This is not gonna. This is not gonna go well." But they're like, "Nope, sorry, you get Excalibur." As for other weapons, like Danny gets a sword from the Ghost Zone, which actually belonged to Pariah Dark, the King of Ghosts. And the other ghosts tell him, the moment you took that sword, you are now the ruler of the Ghost Zone. So, no matter what, like, you could lose Earth, but you are now a king. Like, you can now rule the Ghost Zone now that the sword has chosen you. Didn't choose Pariah to go fight in a tournament, so the sword, by right, belongs to you, and you are the new king. So he's like, great. Thanks. So, for the reverse blade, Kenshi's sword actually goes to Snake Eyes, because of course it would. So yeah, Snake Eyes gets the reverse blade. And yeah, so when everyone's finally chosen, they all go to this world that is created by the Elder Gods and encounter the other people of Outworld, the people of Outworld who will be representing them. And more or less, there are some tournaments where they have to fight, they have to fight their opponents, but there are other, trials where they have to, like, it's a dance competition or a competition of spelling, or it's just, some of them are ridiculous, some of them are insane, and some of them are completely crazy, like Snake Eyes and Melina. Snake Eyes and Melina have to not Snake Eyes. Alistair and Melina have to stand in front of a mirror and look upon the thousands and thousands they've murdered over the years without flinching. Like, you can't look away from the mirror and all the people you've killed. And like, Alistair's like, oh, this is gonna be fine. I'm totally gonna be cool with it. And he realizes this ain't right. Like, he's like seeing everyone, and not just the people he killed on Earth, like when he was alive. He's seeing the people he's butchered in hell as well, and are now kind of like, since they died in hell, they don't go anywhere. Like, they're just in this horrible void of nothing but pain and suffering, and it's enough to make Alistair go, and to which point goes to Outworld. Because actually Melina was having trouble, like, trying to focus on it too. Like, Melina was trying her best to hold her shit together. So, there is that too. So anyway, what was another tournament I thought of like, there's the tournament of wills. There's the tournament of wills where basically Dipper and Aaron Black have to survive with nothing but their sword for one day out in a vast desert. Like, they just have to survive for an entire day out in this vast, endless desert with no food, no anything. And Aaron's got it, like, on lock, but at the same time, Dipper's, like, fighting with his resolve, and he actually manages to come out on top because the other part of the willpower was just, getting from one side of the desert to the other side of it. So it's kind of a tortoise and the hare thing where Aaron thinks, oh, I've got this on lock. I've traveled through horrible nightmare dimensions. A desert is not going to be that much of a problem. So he's, like, taking his time, but, like, Dipper's willpower is just forcing him to keep going through all of this insanity. So, yeah. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much the That's kind of like the story on a whole. So by the end of it, however, how it all ends, I was thinking, what was I going to say? But yeah, basically what happens is that at the end of it, the Earth wins. But it's who won, because the winner gets the planet. Like, the winner gets the world. And Shao Kahn was the last person to be in the final one, to be the tiebreaker, because it was like 1919. So whoever got to that final point would be the, get to be the person who would rule. And the Elder Gods did this on purpose, to have Shao Kahn be the final, get to be in the final trial. And Alistair is like, okay, I'll go. It's a deal. A deal's a deal. And what happens is the Elder Gods are like, no, you don't get to do that. Who they do pick, they pick Starscream to be in this final test. And the final test is a game of deception. And yeah, you can probably guess who in this game of deception wins. So Starscream gets to be the ruler of Outworld. And his first rule, blowing away Shao Kahn. So, yeah. And Alistair's like, what? And Shao Kahn realizes, those motherfucking Elder Gods did that on purpose. Like, it was all to punish me. And that's the thing, like, the Elder Gods are like, yeah, we did this all to punish you. Even though we wanted to make you think the odds were in your favor, they never were, Shao Kahn. We were tired of your shit. Like, we were just tired of your shit, so now you get to taste your own medicine. So, yeah, enjoy the Nether Realm. Bye! So there you go, guys. That is, in a nutshell, that is my version of Ten of Swords, or X of Swords, or however the fuck you want to call it. So you guys tell me in the comments below. Something in my eye. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Do you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.